4. Mettagus questions. I ask you, gracious one, please tell this to me. I think you have true understanding and a developed self. How have those countless kinds of suffering arisen for those who are in the world? You ask me about the origin of suffering. As I know it, I will declare it to you. Because of clinging to a basis, countless kinds of suffering originate for those who are in the world. The foolish one without wisdom clings to a basis, and comes to suffering again, the fool. Therefore, knowing this, do not cling to a basis, seeing the birth and origin of suffering. You have proclaimed to us what we asked you about. Another thing we ask, please answer. How do the wise ones cross over the flood of birth, old age, grief, and lamentation? Please explain this to me, O sage, for this teaching has been understood by you. I shall proclaim the teaching to you, which is not hearsay in this world, which having understood and living mindfully, one can cross over clinging to the world. I greatly rejoice in that supreme teaching, great seer, which having understood and living mindfully, one can cross over clinging to the world. Whatever you know, above, below, and across the middle, dispel the enjoyment of and settling on these things, and consciousness, and one will not remain in existence. Living in this way, mindful and heedful, the monk who lives on after giving up loved things can, being wise, give up birth, old age, grief, lamentation, and suffering right here. I greatly rejoice in this, the great seer's word, O Gautama. Well proclaimed is freedom from clinging. Surely the gracious one gave up suffering, for this teaching has been understood by you. Surely they too can give up suffering, whomever you would continually advise. Therefore, having met with the strong one, I revere him. Perhaps the gracious one could always advise me. You should know the Brahmin who has true understanding, who has nothing and is not clinging to sense existence, for he has surely crossed over the flood. Without hindrance or doubt he has crossed beyond. That man here who is wise and has true understanding, who has released the shackle of repeated existence, he is craving free, not troubled, not yearning. He has crossed over birth and old age, I say.